Silencer Shop Studios, home of the glass case of emotion.
SilencerShop.com, the easiest way to buy silencers online, period.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Oh my, that intro video is so sexy. It is. It's so sexy I can't even stand it. And if you guys you're listening on the radio, you're like, what intro video?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I can't see it. I'm listening on iHeartRadio and iTunes and Stitcher and all that stuff. But here's the dealio. If you guys don't know by now, welcome. Welcome to Student of the Gun Radio. Welcome to our Monday show. Welcome to our public show. And what we have started doing is we've started broadcasting, dropping these live to you guys out there. And we're using the modem or the platforms of our Student of the Gun YouTube channel and our Student of the Gun Facebook channel. And, of course, if you're in the grad program, you can listen live. Every time we do a show, you can listen live to the, on Discord.
Yep.
Hey, is my camera broken? I just wondered if my camera was broken because I was
There
talking
you go.
and it wasn't.
I'm over here juggling chainsaws.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I was just about to say that.
If anyone out there in the grad program wants to be a moderator for various different comments, you let me know because that's one less chainsaw I can drop.
yes.
One
So,
less
sadly,
chainsaw you can drop.
Shut
it is sad that, and don't yell "shut up" on the public hour
Yeah.
of the thing. They're ogre.
Yeah, I'm
Shut
going
up
to
is not a
cry.
naughty word.
No, I don't care. It sounds unprofessional.
But you know what's
So,
funny? When we
What?
started, like right before when the timer counts down to 10 and then you start, on our end, we're like, okay, it's not going as planned. But on the other end, people can't tell. And so Zach, do the Zach cam. Zach cam. There you go. This dude right here is over there like freaking out like, oh no, I'm messing up. But nobody else can't tell. But in our time, it's like slow motion. We're like,
It's in super slow
all this
motion.
stuff should be happening, but it's not.
So, what we've been doing, and just in case you're like, I already know this, Paul, I've been with you. Not everybody does. Quite often, we'll get people say, what did someone say the other day? Someone said the other day, they're like, hey, when did you get on? I can't remember what it was. They said, when did you get on such and such? And I was like,
6 years ago?
A long time ago.
Yep.
Or we'll get comments in our various social media pages. People will drop a comment in, and they'll be like, oh, when did you start talking about rats tourniquets? Just this week when you... like, bro.
They're either new or they haven't been paying attention.
You need...
Which is fine. If you're new, ask questions because that's what we want you to do.
But you also need to listen. So that's the thing. I come to this black carbon steel microphone, not 1, 2, 3, but 4 times a week I come in front of this black carbon steel microphone, and I say stuff, and I educate, and we talk, and then after doing it for weeks and months and years, people show up and they're like, I don't know, what have you done? What are you doing to try and save the nation? I guess nothing. What are we going to talk about today? Well, all right, I'm going to take my readers off here. See, these are actually not my readers. These are my look far away glasses.
Do you have readers? You don't need
No,
them.
I don't need them.
You're like the opposite.
I am nearsighted.
Yeah.
I'm not farsighted. I'm nearsighted. So things that are right here in front of my face are no problem. All right, so Colorado teen dies a hero. We're going to deal with that today. We have a SWAT Fuel Warrior of the Week, and our SWAT Fuel Warrior of the Week has a question about emergency medicine. Of course, we have a quiet time brought to you by our good friends at silencershop.com. And something else I wanted to remind you guys about, if you're not signed up for our newsletter or our mailing list or whatever, you really should, because Zach, the shipping ogre, who has his own camera behind there, Zach has been putting together...
He's got a microphone too.
Hey.
Hi, I'm here. What's up?
You're using a fisheye, what do you call it, Skype cam, aren't you?
He's
yes.
actually got the same camera we were using before.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Not really.
formatted a little
Oh,
different.
okay. Well, Zach, almost
Hi.
every week, but at least every month, Zach puts together specials and discounts and deals and so on and so forth. Zach runs the store. He puts all the new products on the store. He puts the discounts and sales and so forth. And if you've been waiting to get a book or a Pocket Lifesaver kit or any of the other things that we have, Zach is constantly updating and running sales. Like, for instance, he just ran a birthday sale where we had the targets on sale and all our digital products were on sale.
Yep.
And so on and so forth.
Thank you to everybody who participated in that.
Yes, and also pay attention because Zach will give you promo codes. He'll give you discount codes. And people will jump in and they're so excited that they won't use the code. And that's cool. I mean, we'll take your money and send you your products.
Yeah.
But if you want to save, use the discount code. And something else I wanted to let you guys know or remind you of, because we haven't really talked about it a lot. We did get some requests from our ladies in the audience. Did we not? Yeah, Jared and Zach. So
I'm not a lady.
Well, we have a lot of
Zach's not a
ladies in
lady.
the audience, and I'm just having you confirm for me.
Yes.
That they wanted women's style clothing, right? Stuff for chicks, chick stuff. And it's warm now. It's warm in most of the country except here in Salt Lake City where it's like 52 degrees. But what Zach did is he went in and he created an entire, and he's not going to say this because he's modest, but he went in and spent like a week creating an entire women's section on ShopSOTG.com on our store. So now there's women's shirts with pink and lavender and blue or teal or white or whatever you want. You're a chick, buy whatever you want.
Who cares about the shirts? I am most interested in the bikinis.
Oh, yes.
That is what I am interested in.
There are official Student of the Gun. Zach, can you put that up on that cam? Can you pull that up on the Shop SOTG?
Pull what up?
The store. We have the ability to pull the page up, right?
I can, but I'm trying to remember if none of these cameras will go to the audience. So
Yeah.
Okay, but this one right here, you can't put it right there?
that's a graphic, not a camera.
No, that's not how this
okay.
works.
Oh, that's not how
That's
that
how any
works.
of this works.
That's not how this works. Anyway, so go to shopsotg.com, and when you do that, there is, if you have a woman in your life, what you want to do, don't just buy something for the woman and give it to her. Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but what I would say is send your woman there and say, do you want any of these things?
Wait, I see a Crystal Fox. She said, SOTG bikini ? Yes.
Yes.
Go get one.
Yes,
You'll be our evangelist.
We've got women's lady tees in Honey Badger, Fighting Solves Everything, official Student of the Gun, AAFU. We have ladies crop tops and ladies sports bras. So all you chicks that are in the gym, I want you to be flying the flag in the gym. Ladies leggings, capri leggings. It says they're capri leggings, but don't you think those are probably yoga pants?
Yeah, that's what they are.
They're yoga pants.
I bet that the word yoga or the phrase yoga pants is like
probably trademarked or something. Yeah.
Oh, Zach, while I've got you and you're listening, Master Texan on YouTube is Ryan Barker. Go ahead and make him an admin or a moderator.
All right, and we have the official Student of the Gun or Team Honey Badger bikini tops, and there's a variety of them, and you guys can shop. So for people who have women in their lives who are fans of Student of the Gun,
Of course, the camera was on me.
or if you are a woman who is a fan of Student of the Gun,
Don't tell me to do things.
go
and start
to
coughing.
shopsotg.com and get the. Zach put in a lot of time making chick wear, so there you go. And of course, if you want one of these super cool hooded sweatshirts like I'm wearing right now, you can go to Shop SOTG. All right, ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, every single Monday we do a SWAT Fuel Warrior of the Week, and today is no exception. We're going to do one. We're going to answer a question from one of you freaks out there. But before we do that, we need to remind you, A, if you'd like to hear your voice on the radio, call 844-207-7684. That's in the show notes. And you can leave a clear and concise question. Or you can go to the Student of the Gun public group, and under questions, Word of the Week questions, or what?
There's an announcement. Check the announcements tab. There's an announcement in there that says, hey, Word of the Week questions, post them here in a comment, because that's the post that I check for questions. Obviously, the hierarchy is voice questions. If there is a good voice question, then we will play that one before we'll choose a text question, because it's less work for me, and it's better for your audio to be on the radio.
That's right. You run around the house screaming,
Yep.
It was me.
Yep. But if we do choose your question And today's question is, the winner is Josh Blanchard, so also Kung Pao, and I don't even know where that came from, but his name on Facebook used to be Kung Pao. So if somebody wants to educate me and tell me why, probably because he's Asian. That's probably what it was.
I have no idea, but go on.
I asked him for a Korean recipe one time, and he's like, we don't measure things. We just take handfuls. Like,
it's like your mother.
That's literally, yeah.
That's
I'm
how
like,
your mother. It was really, it was difficult for Nancy to do the cookbook because she had to put in, she couldn't just put in like some, you know.
Yeah.
She had to actually come up with
Right.
legit measurements. She's like, I don't know how much. You just put in enough.
Mm-hmm.
Just put in enough. Well, what is enough? You know.
2 handfuls.
And she said,
Like,
I know what is enough.
Yeah, at our Korean
I
restaurant.
know how
and
much is
you
enough.
guys probably don't care, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. At our Korean restaurant in Biloxi, before we moved, we asked the lady how to make kaktugi because it's one of my favorite things from Korean restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And she literally took a coffee cup and she's like, this much of one thing and then like this much of another, and I'm like, I'm not gonna remember this. I need measurements.
Actually, somebody posted a video, and I just saw it. It was one of our fans, and it was what it's like to have a Korean girlfriend, or no, a Filipino girlfriend. And he's like, honey, they're in the kitchen, and she goes, just this much. And he goes, how much we put in there? And she goes, this much. And he's like, what? How much is that? She goes, and she takes a container. She goes, this much. And she holds up 3 fingers, and then he goes, okay.
Yeah.
But it was just like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
And I was like, man, okay, I guess I'm never gonna get this perfect recipe.
That much. All
But
right.
anyway, Josh Blanchard, send an email to info@stoningthegun.com with your name, mailing address, your phone number, and include your email typed into the body so we can get you your complimentary bottle of SWAT fuel.
All right, and listen up for the music
Ogre.
and then the question.
Right, I'm supposed to read the question. Here we go.
Yeah.
Josh says, in nursing school, we are taught the ABC, airway, breathing, circulation, priority setting framework for emergent situations. During my ACLS training, they changed it to CAB, which is circulation, airway, breathing. I also know that there are paramedics who use the MARCH priority setting framework, which is massive bleeding, airway, respiration, circulation, hypothermia / head injury. As a layperson, this is where the question is, as a layperson, what is the most ideal framework to remember and to master?
Okay, good. We did the ABCs when I took CPR training.
Kindergarten?
No, and when I took CPR training, originally in like 1978 or 79, airway, breathing, circulation, ABC, 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 ABC. And of course, when you're taught something originally, you believe that, well, I was taught that by these people who were experts, and so that's it. But things change. And we figured out, see, the ABCs...
DEFGHI.
Yeah,
JKLMNOP.
LBTQXYZMOUSE. The reason they taught that was because in the original, I guess, like American Red Cross first aid, all of the scenarios that they taught us to deal with, or we talked about or discussed, were like at-home injuries. Like grandma has a heart attack, right? Or grandpa fell down the stairs. Or little Timmy swallowed a button, right? Or, little Susie fell in the pool. Things like, none of that was, oh crap, we were in a rollover car crash and my arm is 90 degrees and blood's squirting out of it. None of it was, I'm at work. And they would do like work accidents where somebody got electrocuted. But they wouldn't do work accidents where a forklift crashed into a set of metal shells and the metal shells fell and crushed a dude's leg. And like bright red blood was pumping out of it. None of the scenarios that we ever dealt with because I was a American Red Cross Family First Aid and CPR instructor. But none of those scenarios were ever massive trauma situations. They were all like ouchies and boo-boos, or somebody had a heart attack, or somebody's choking in a restaurant or something like that. Well, the other than the heart attack or the choking in a restaurant, most of the boo-boo stuff, if you do nothing and wait for an ambulance to show up, they'll probably be okay. Like if you have capillary bleeding and you just put your hand on it and you stand there for a while and you go to a hospital or emergency room, you'll probably be okay, right? But massive hemorrhage, loss of an airway, punctures in the chest, holes in the chest cavity, right? Those things can make you die before ambulances can show up. And that is what we're trying to deal with today. That's what we're trying to educate people. Like, what can you do? Like, you are there. You're the person who shows up, or it happened, you're in your office and you hear crash, a horrible smash and crash, and you run outside, into the shop, and there's a dude on the floor holding his leg, and there's like blood coming out. You're like, down 911. Okay, great. But if you don't jump on that dude and do something, 911's just going to show up and put him in a plastic bag and take him to the morgue, because he can't sit there for 5 minutes with bright red blood squirting out of his leg. What can you do? And what do we how do we teach people? Now, in TCCC, I've encountered both March. I think March is mostly an Army thing. Like a lot of Army manuals I've seen March. Massive, this is this. Scab, we taught Scab because Scab, and the S in Scab is situation or scene. And this is particularly, it's important for the military people, because if a dude's down, before you go running up to that guy or girl or whatever, you need to take, 5 seconds and say, why are they down? What was the method of injury? If the method of injury is they tried to cross a road and they got shot by an unseen assailant, and you run out there to grab them, you're going to get shot too. Now there's going to be 2 people shot, and then, a third, and so on and so forth. So, or is the method of injury a car crash, and as you go running up to it, you see the car's on fire? Well, that changes what you're going to do. If the car's on fire, you can't just put bandages and stuff on them in the burning car. They need to come out of it, so on and so forth. And then it also goes for electrocution and things like that. So SCAB is scene or situation, what happened, and then the C is for circulation, which is bleeding, and then airway, do they have an open airway, and B, are they breathing, are their lungs trying to move around? Either one of them works, like Scab or March, they work, and they're both acronyms, so they're easy to remember. The biggest thing that we need to get away from, and the biggest thing that we've been trying to get people away from for the last 10 years or more, is the ABCs thing. Because people show up and they're like, no, that's wrong. In 1994, when I did CPR, they taught us ABC, ABC. That's the way we do it. I'm like, okay, Broseph, but here's the deal. This is the real deal. If you're over there doing head tilt, chin lift, and you're checking all that, and they've got an open artery that's pumping blood out, you're wasting valuable time, because you need to keep that red stuff inside their body. So you can do whatever you want. Both of them work. Scab works. March works. The biggest thing that we need to convince people about is, and I'll tell you, if people are arguing with you, they're like, no, that's bullcrap, because you have to have air and they have to have an airway, and okay. This is something that I can't remember, it was an 18 Delta or one of the Special Forces medics said to my class like 10, 12, probably 12 years ago or more. He's like, look, here's the deal. For all these guys, they're like ABC, ABC, ABC. You can tell them this. If I find you on the side of the road, in a parking lot, doesn't matter, and you're injured, here's what I can give you. I can open up your airway, and I can blow air into your lungs, because this air's all around us, and I can take it into my lungs, and I can blow it into yours. But if I find you on the side of the road, here's what I can't give you. Blood. Because believe it or not, I don't have a backpack full of whole blood for you. Okay? I don't have a backpack of type O positive plasma to stick in your body. When I find you, I can give you air. I can't give you blood. I don't have any blood to give you. So the most important thing is that I stop all the blood that's coming out of you, that we stop that. We need to keep as much blood as possible inside of the body. We need to make the body stop leaking. Once we've made the body stop leaking, then I can head tilt, chin lift all day long. I can put a mask on your face. I can stick a hose down your nose. I can do all that cool stuff, and we can get air going in. But until somebody shows up with a shiny box with lights on it, and great big orange backpacks and so forth, until those guys show up with all the Gee-Whiz Ninja stuff, I can't put anything else into your body. I can't give you blood on the side of a road or in a parking lot or on the floor of Walmart or whatever, but I can give you air. So, it's number one, keep the blood inside of the patient. That is your number one task. After you keep the blood inside of the patient, then you start doing other stuff. Because there's no point in CPR, there's no point in breathing, there's no point in airway if they're leaking. Because what's the whole point, Jared? What's the whole point of getting oxygen into the body?
To actually get it to the organs.
Right, and how does it get to the organs?
Through the blood.
Through the blood. If the blood's squirting out on the ground, it doesn't matter how much air you blow into the lungs. Okay, I sat there for 5 minutes blowing air into the lungs, but the air, that oxygen, can't get to the organs because there's no blood pressure because all the blood is going into the grass. We got to stop the blood from going into the grass. Once we do that, we're good to go. If you guys really want to have your minds blown, go into your Google search engine and type in the words tourniquet CPR. And then your mind's going to be blown.
Explosion.
Exploded. All right, so Josh Blanchard, thank you very much for being the SWAT Fuel Warrior of the Week and posting your question and giving us the opportunity to talk about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys did not know it or did not realize it, if you go over to Night Fission, that's Night, F-I-S-I-O-N, nightfission.com, and you order a set of Accurate sights, that's the ones that we designed in conjunction with the folks at Night Vision. If you do that and use the discount code PAUL, that's me, P-A-U-L, you're going to save 10% off of the already low price of high-quality tritium glow-in-the-dark nuclear sights. How cool is that? And if you want some training, what James Yeager at Tactical Response is going to be doing from now until the end of May, anybody who uses the promo code PAUL on the Night Fission site will be entered to win a free class, which is a $500 value from Tactical Response. So that's pretty cool. Student of the Gun Accurate sights provide absolute accuracy, day or night.
They do.
They do. You want us to thank the top contributors?
Oh yeah, let me flip over to that thing right now.
Flippity flip.
I'm flipping over.
Flippity flop flop.
You know, the crazy thing is,
what's that?
That I can't just hit the button. I actually have to go to the thing, the app, and then go into this thing and then hit the badge, and then go to this top thing, and then see all. Because you show 10, but now it shows 5. So we've got the 10 top contributors of the Student of the Gun Public Group. Isaac Carpenter is number 1. He successfully kicked Derek Babcock out of number 1 position. Now Derek right? Now Derek is in number 2. Derek, you need to get back up there. Man, Isaac, he put in a lot of comments. You got a lot of commenting or posting to do to get caught up with him. Emmanuel Wilson, Melissa Ridings, Brian Farley, Daniel Larson, Andrew Coates, Keith Wilson, Sierra and Sargent, Harry Galinsky is number 10. And then I can keep going. I've got 93 here in front of me if you want me to keep going. You want me to just keep reading names?
No. Top 10. Top 10.
Top 10. There we go.
Top 10.
Thank you, guys. We really appreciate your efforts in the public group. If you're not a part of the public group, then go to Student of the Gun Public Group on Facebook and join in there.
There you go. All right. Thank you to our good friends at Frog Lube. They're green. They're minty fresh. They're a U.S. veteran-owned company. It is a non-petroleum, bio-based firearms lubricant that will not harm your ammunition, your optics, or your electronics. None of that, but it'll make your gun run. So there you go. Go to froglube.com. Use the promo code SOTG when you check out from. You have to go to the Pro Shop tab, and then you order from there. Type in SOTG, and you will save money. It's as easy as that. Century Arms is the sweetest smelling arms maker in the U.S. of A. They have the TP9 pistols in all varieties, SAs, SFs, DAs, SFXs, SFTs, the Elite Compact, the Elite Combat. Oh, Jiminy Crickets. They've got too many for me to name, so just check them out. Of course, they have the 100% made in the USA C39 V2 rifles and pistols. They've got the NAC-9 X-Ray.
TP9.
Then they've got the, what else? They got the SA. Oh, don't forget about if you want a big gun, they have the Pumpkin Spice Latte, the PSL 54s. Now, those are limited editions, or not limited editions. They're limited availability. So if you want one, buy it. If you find them available somewhere, get them, because they don't last very long. All right, Duracoat, because life is too short to have an ugly gun.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It's too short to have an ugly gun. If you go to DuracoatFirearmFinishes.com and you go into their Camo and Patterns tab, there is an official Student of the Gun tattoo you can put on your gun. And there is a Fighting Solves Everything gun tattoo that looks kind of like this, and you can order that for only $5. Just so check those guys out at DuracoatFirearmFinishes.com. You know how you can be dangerous on demand when you need it? No one's ever going to send you a postcard. No villain, no bad person, no felon or criminal is ever going to send you a postcard and say, P.S., tomorrow you're going to need your gun.
How do you know?
Thursday, you're going to need your gun. You have to be dangerous on demand all the time, because you never know. Crossbreed Holsters can help you do that if you go to crossbreedholsters.com and you order any of their products.
Yeah.
Use the promo code SOTG18.
If you're going to the USCCA meeting, I don't know what they call it, convention, I guess.
It's a
Expo.
USCCA
Expo.
Concealed Carry Expo.
Yes. If you're going to that, Crossbreed will be there. Hey, do me a favor, stop in and say, see, you got you too. Wasn't just me.
Okay.
But stop in and say, hey, thanks for supporting Student of the Gun, because they are wonderful supporters of Student of the Gun. And they're also a great family.
Yes, indeed. It's a family-owned business. They're fantastic people. But when you buy one of their products from their website, make sure that you use the promo code so you can save yourself some money.
We got a recommendation just now from one of the viewers, and he said, hey, it would probably help the people that are watching if you change the what is down there on the bottom as the topics roll. So like when we hit a topic, make that title. And so we can actually do that. Zach's been working down there.
Been doing
so,
that.
Yeah.
Just thanks to our supporters, use the code SOTG.
Because we did have some people confused. It's like, hey, I'm waiting to see why this Colorado teen is a hero, but you're talking about medical stuff. So, yeah. Hang around. It'll be there.
Last but certainly not least, in the hit parade of fan favorites, our friends at Brownells. If you go to brownells.com, sign up for their newsletter. They're constantly running promotions and sales and discounts and promo codes and all that good stuff. You never know what's going to be on sale. It could be ammo this week. It could be optics next week. It could be gun pieces and parts. It could be upper receivers, whatever. If you're going to be building yourself a pimp hand rifle or pistol using the official Student of the Gun pimp hand lower.
Why would you want a pimp hand?
You absolutely
because
want
you got to lay the smackdown on them tyrants.
Lay the smackdown on people, man. And go to Brownells, and they can hook you up with pretty much every piece, part, widget, gidget, spring, screw that you need to put in or on an AR-15. And I didn't remind you guys when we did the SWAT Fuel Warrior of the Week, but the SWAT Fuel Warrior of the Week does get a complimentary bottle of 9mm plus P. And if you go to SWATfuel.com, what's the promo code?
SOTG.
Yeah, SOTG. See how easy that is. All right, that's it for sponsor acknowledgments. Now Alex is going to talk, and then we're going to get into quiet time.
Are you ready
indeed.
for the attention new listeners?
Are you ready? I'm ready.
There we go.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a complimentary online training course called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. Get instant access by joining the Student Lounge for free at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of these questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
I spy a black pickup truck. Oh, come on. How about something a little easier? Okay, I spy error-free forms, fast ATF processing, a 90-day money-back guarantee, and the largest inventory in the industry. I Spy, powered by. That's right. With over 300 powered by Silencer shop retailers nationwide, there's always one close by. Is that easy enough for you? Ha! Almost too easy. Demand powered by. Shop our industry-leading inventory at silencershop.com.
You know what I feel like I need?
What?
I feel like I need a paintbrush and a palette.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, the
And
need,
probably a canvas,
The
too.
need for speed.
And I don't think they would appreciate it if I started painting the shelves and stuff. so
Probably not.
Probably should get a
not.
canvas. Hey, Christopher Umana. I haven't seen you in...
Christopher Umana.
Man, it's been a while.
All right. Hey, hello to everyone who is actually there. Who's
We got
listening
badge
and
cams with
paying
us. If you guys don't follow badge cams, go to their page and like them.
All right, so today's quiet time, I'm going to give you a real quick, easy, super simple recommended reading, and then we're going to go into the primary topic. And these two go together like peas and carrots or peanut butter and jelly or whatever you want to say. Team Honey Badger, raising fearless kids in a cowardly world. Do I need to tell you that there are forces at work who really wish, desire, and want your children to be subservient? They want them to be essentially mindless robots, to be slaves, to surrender when they're told to surrender, not to fight, not to question authority, to just accept anything and everything that the authority says. And I don't believe that that's the way we're going to save this nation. I don't believe that's the way the United States of America was founded to be. I don't believe this country was founded to be a nation of slaves or weaklings or robots. And I'm tired of it, and people ask me, like, well, what are we going to do about it? It's one thing to tell people, you can't
Complain on
just
Facebook.
say, this is a problem, this is a problem, this is a problem. People say, okay, I got that. I understand that's a problem. What are we going to do about it? Well, what we've been trying to do here ever since the moment that we turned on our microphones or turned on our cameras is to provide solutions, not just to point out problems, but to provide solutions. And I wrote a book called Team Honey Badger, Raising Fearless Kids in a Cowardly World. It's available for immediate download as a Kindle version, or you can order. It's a Prime product. It's an Amazon Prime product, so you can get that delivered to you free shipping. Right now, as I speak the words into this microphone, the shipping ogre said that we're out of signed copies on our store. We will have them in the very near future, very near future. But at this, if you're listening live, right? I know we have, I don't know, hundreds of people or whatever that are watching this live right now. And you say, oh, I went to the store and this is out of stock. I got that. We're ordering more. I mean, people buy stuff and it gets out of stock. That's how it works. But I wanted to talk about the Team Honey Badger because I'm encouraged. I am encouraged by what has been going down, not the evil that's going down. We've spent 20 years or so turning our teenagers, turning our children into these selfish, self-centered, mentally disturbed, evil little monsters. We've created an entire culture of quite literal monsters in our nation, and then the monsters act out, and then we're like, oh, how can this be? How can our teenagers be psychotic monsters? Maybe because we've done such a horrible job raising them. Maybe because they're all mentally disturbed and confused. Because we decided 20, 25 years ago that we're smarter than our ancestors were. We're now more enlightened and smarter than our grandparents and our parents and so forth. We know better how to raise children today than our old grandparents and great-grandparents did. They were all, antiquated, and they were all troglodytes, and they were monsters. They didn't know. No, we've done a horrible job in the United States of America, and we've turned our teenagers. Quite frankly, the modern Democrat Party has made me hate teenagers. They're making me hate, just blanket hate teenagers. Zach, this story the first story, can you pull that audio? If you can pull that audio and play it, that'd be fantastic.
Right now?
Yeah.
Can you play the whole video?
Yeah, it's only 47
It's only
seconds.
47 seconds. All right, I'm going to set it up. This kid right here, and this has been all over the place, but the current source is SBS.com. It says, facing a school shooting, this 12-year-old grabbed a bat and said he was going to go down fighting. Nate Holly had to arm himself with a classroom bat when 2 older students opened fire at a suburban Denver school. This kid gave a little short thing, and his dad's right next to him, and I can only imagine how proud this kid's father is. But I want you to listen to the voice of what seems to me a perfect example of a honey badger. Go ahead and Zach, play the audio.
I have sensitive ears, so they shot out the doors, and I heard the gunshots, and I just kind of froze. And then the siren came on, and our teacher and somebody started cracking a joke, and the teacher told them to shut up, and then she had us hide behind her desk. And when the shooter got closer, she moved us into the closet. I was hiding in the corner, and they were right outside the door. I had my hand on the metal baseball bat, just in case, because I was going to go down fighting if I was going to go down. I'm doing okay. It was incredibly scary during it, and at least half the kids in my class broke into tears when it started happening. It was incredibly scary, and their teacher had us hide in the closet.
Jeez, because I'm going to go down fighting if I'm going to go down. That's great.
An American 12-year-old. All right, we have adult humans in our world. Run, hide, tell. What do they do in England? If you see something, run, hide, tell.
It's the thing to do.
We've got adults who will tell you that when faced with a lethal attack, faced with an unwarranted lethal attack, that you should run, hide, tell. Isn't that the mantra in the United Kingdom? And then in America, we're like, oh no, we're better than that. Run, hide, fight. And we've addressed that before. Okay, if you run and hide, by the time comes to fight, it's going to be too late. I don't know how you run, hide, and then fight. This 12-year-old kid said, I grabbed a baseball bat and I was going to go down fighting. Whew. That kid is a freaking honey badger. And that kid's dad was smiling when he was giving that interview, and he should have been, because that kid gets it. We've got a 12-year-old who gets it better than most adults in our country. Honey badger. All right. Colorado teen dies a hero.
Yep.
This is a story from NewYorkTimes.com. It must have really pained them, too. You know why they printed this? Because other news agencies put it out, and they're like, we have to. Because don't believe for 1 second that the New York Times is on our side. Colorado school shooting victim died trying to stop the gunman. Highlands Ranch, Colorado, Dateline, May 8th, 2019. It was 3 days before the last day of school, and the students at Miss Harper's English classroom were whiling away the last period of the day watching The Princess Bride when one of their classmates walked in late and pulled out a gun. The only thing he said out loud to the students is, Don't you move, said Nui, N-U-I.
Giasali,
an 18-year-old senior in the class. And that moment, she recalled Kendrick Castillo, a gentle teenager fascinated by cars and engineering, lunged at the gunman and was shot dead. 8 other students were wounded in the shooting at the STEM School Highlands Ranch. Why do all these schools have like 8 damn names? Marjorie Stoneman, Parkman, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know.
Which authorities said was carried out by 2 students. What is the media? What is the media focusing on right now? The media is focusing, the Democrat politicians immediately jumped on the gun control bandwagon, not the fact that it's 2 mentally disturbed scumbags, 2 evil, vile, disgusting scumbags that did this. Now they're focusing on the guns. Jared, did you see the story? It's not in here, but from Breitbart, where they were holding a vigil at this school, the STEM Ranch school, and 2 politicians got up and started giving the gun control speech, and they walked out.
Did they not know how it happened?
No, they walked out.
Oh,
The students and the parents got angry.
That's good.
And they walked out on them.
Because it's becoming prevalent now. People are actually realizing that it's like they pre-print these things, pre-print these stories, and pre-prepare these speeches.
Oh yeah.
For when something like this happens, they're like, okay, here you go.
Go dance in the blood of the innocent. Democrats can't help themselves. They have to dance in the blood of the innocent because that's how they push their agenda. So 3 stories we have before I get into the last one. Number 1, the 12-year-old kid grabbed a bat and said, if I was going to go down, I was going to go down fighting. It gives me chills, gives me hope for this country. This boy, Kendrick, what's Kendrick's name? I had to refresh the story, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
Kendrick Castillo, the one who was killed at the ranch, at the Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
Oh,
Kendrick
yeah,
Castillo
okay.
didn't hesitate, didn't think about what if I get hurt. Only thought was, I can save somebody.
Yeah.
All right. And in case you didn't know it, at the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, a piece of human filth walked into that school, and a 21. Let me see. It says CNN, when a gunman opened fire at the University of North Carolina, Charlotte classroom, sending people diving for cover and rushing. One student, Riley Howell, charged and knocked the shooter down. Howell died in his efforts, and was shot by the gunman, but he gave the other people an opportunity to escape. And it said that he was in the ROTC at that time. So we got a 12-year-old and 2 teenagers in our country who, instead of running and hiding, decided to do something, or they were going to do something to confront evil in our world. And then the last story we have here, and this is from Breitbart.com. Breitbart reported this first, and it's leaking out all over the news now. Today's the 10th as we release this. This story is from the 8th. And it says, report, Colorado school shooter allegedly was a registered Democrat and praised Obama. Alleged Colorado school shooter Devon Erickson is reported to be a registered Democrat who praised Obama in social media posts. Heavy.com reported that Erickson was a registered Democrat and shared posts criticizing Donald Trump and praising Obama. Erickson also used Facebook to express opposition to Christians. And there's a quote in here about how this person hated Christians. Then they put a Facebook post in their story, and
available.
Facebook since scrubbed it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to know. I want you guys to answer this question for yourselves. Why, when a liberal Democrat scumbag, why when these people go off and we find out, why does Facebook immediately scrub their pages? You remember when that little crap bag in South Carolina went into that church and killed all those people?
Yeah.
And do you remember how they went and they found his social media stuff, and how for weeks on end we were treated by CNN and MSNBC to snapshots of that turd's Facebook page or whatever, to their social media presence? They showed us pictures of his bedroom and the pictures he had on his wall and everything. And so all of a sudden, we needed to censor anything that little crap bag in South Carolina, anything that he liked or looked at or whatever, any book he had, any flag or poster he had, those were immediately suspect. And see, that's another reason, because apparently in his bedroom he had a Confederate flag. And they're like, that's racism, we're going to take it down. But when a little leftist puke bag like this, when they go on a killing spree, we immediately scrub all of their social media presence so that you and I can't look at it.
Yeah. Well, the problem here is that they embedded the actual post. So if
they should have done a screenshot.
Yeah, screenshot.
If
somebody would have got on to this dude's page and made it private, then that would remove the post as well.
Yeah.
So screenshots are the best way to go.
Yeah. And you guys, well, I mean, you guys all know, you guys are smart. Our audiences are very smart. They don't just, they screenshot stuff immediately because they know
things do disappear.
That the leftists, they're going to like, whoop.
Yeah.
Oh no, that never happened. It's almost as if there's one there's one political ideology that feels like it needs to alter or change reality because the people can't know.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as this is coming out, we are also finding out that the shooters were gay and transgender. That the killers in Colorado at this school were gay and transgender. And if you'd care to look on the socialist media or just go to the internet, STEM school shooters were bullies. And there's a story that these STEM school shooters were actually bullies, and they bullied. Here we go, a story from. Man, this must have killed them.
We got to wrap up pretty soon. We got to do a sound check with
Suspected
Mr. Luigi.
Colorado STEM shooter was a bully and made jokes about school shootings, said fellow students. So here in the United States of America, for the last 20 to 25 years, we don't hold our children responsible for their behavior. We worry more about their sensitivity and feelings than actually making them good humans. We don't punish them. And now, thanks to the last 8 years of Comrade Barry, they don't even know what bathroom to use. They're so mentally confused. And then they become monsters. And we look at each other and go, how'd this happen?
How did that? Yeah.
How did it happen? I don't know. How did it happen?
It's like I'm getting close to the point now where my generation is going to be responsible for the teenagers. And that's one thing that we've talked about before, is that the reason that you want to say like millennials or whatever are the way that they are is because the generation before them didn't do a good enough job at teaching them.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting to that point where I'm like, okay, my generation is responsible for
we
the
listen
kids
to
now.
the experts and we stopped spanking our children.
Yeah.
We listened to the experts and we started giving every kid a trophy. We listened to the experts and we stopped punishing kids for bad behavior because, well, it might affect them later. Ladies and gentlemen, I have hope. There's 3 examples in this that give me hope. If you'd like to help your kid, if you'd like to work with your kids to teach them to be brave and fearless, does it suck that these good kids died? Yeah, it sure does. Mm-hmm. But you know what? They died as heroes.
Yep.
And we need to honor that and respect it.
All right, we're going to cue up the music.
Yeah, we got to cue up the music. We'll be back on Wednesday. We're going to interview. We're going to talk to one of our grad program members who actually had to use his gun to save his own life and then was subsequently charged by the police, but it turned out a happy ending in the end. So tune in on Wednesday. For the rest of you, remember, you're a beginner once.
And you should be a student for life. Technical difficulties over here.
Oh, yeah, this could get edited out. The video's gone.
Oh. Okay, well, just play the music then. Remember, you're a beginner once, student for life.
We appreciate your review.
Well, now I have to queue up on my phone. Hey, background. Isn't this the fun part about watching live streams?
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll actually be back in about, I would say, probably 20 minutes with Robert Luigi, who had to use his concealed carry insurance. When we had Doug Arnold on the show before that, he did the same thing, had to pull his gun, didn't actually have to use it, but still needed the concealed carry insurance. So we're going to get Luigi on to talk about it today, and we look forward to seeing you guys on that one. Student for life.
At this point, should I just put it in?
Just play the music. Thank you.